Okay, so today's post for COMMGiving, my marketing website for charities and non-governmental organizations is focused on return on investment, uh, which is the long form of ROI, return on investment, sales, and also opportunities. Um, a lot of people, the common belief is that if you throw a lot of money into your promotion, your advertising, your marketing, um, it'll it'll have a corollary, a parallel increase in your sales. That's not necessarily the case. Um, what's more often the case is what's more true is that it's more like it's it's similar to either you're creating like the Panama Canal, right, from scratch. Like you gotta throw all your money at something to create the Panama Canal all the way to the ocean of sales. You see what I mean? Or like you gotta throw all the money. Like say there's a mountain in front of you, you gotta throw all the money tunneling through the mountain just to get to the other side where the sales are. And in marketing we say that's sort of like pointless, because in the developed world, even in developed industry like music or your product, whatever you're selling, technology, services and stuff like that, well, very seldom you find yourself like in the wilderness. You got to create the roads. You gotta you gotta you gotta tunnel through the mountain. You gotta dig a canal, like a Panama Canal, all the way to the ocean. Sure, there are roads there, and they all charge tolls because they're all commercial roads, commercial private roads. You want to be on radio, you gotta sort of like pay a fee at the beginning. You gotta pay a fee to be on radio, right? They'll play your song more often than usual. If you're brand new, they don't know who you are. If you want to be in like media, it's easier to buy an ad than perhaps get publicity, right? So there are fees to taking the roads that's been created, but these roads that's been created have been created using private money, like private commercial money, right? Money belonging to the company. They're not, it's not government roads. Or else try to get on NPR, or try to get on PBS. Those are like government roads, right? You got a big new hit. You want free exposure. Try to get on NPR. That's a government road, right? So, but if you want to be on Billboard, you want to be on like like Rolling Stone or something. Those roads to the public, to the sales, have been created using private money, right? So they got their subscribers, they got their brand recognition because they put their own money into it. So they're toll roads. But at the same time, it's a lot cheaper to pay those tolls than it is to like create your own road, like to barrel through a mountain, to dig a whole canal to the ocean. Is a lot cheaper. So that has to do with return on investment, which is, and you can shorten that ROI, right? So every dollar you spend, it's gotta translate to sales, right? So on the web, you can get a lot of exposure. Does it translate to sales, right? So the counterintuitive thing about the web is that they say once you find the right road to take, you can throw unlimited budget behind it because it always translates into sales, right? So you start off small, you don't start off big, on the web. You start off small. But once you find the right road, then you go big, because every dollar translates into positive return on investment, which is a profit. So there's tons of different roads on the web. There's affiliate sales, right? You can have bloggers selling your stuff. You can be on Amazon, that's one road. You can be on like Billboard magazine website, that's another road. But you can be on search ads, that's another road. But you start small, but once you find the road that takes you straight to your sales, you throw unlimited budget behind it, because every dollar translates into profit. But at first, you don't know which road would take you there. So you start small. Like you give them all a little bit of a shot, right? But then the one where it's like, okay, so you start off like, say you give everybody a shot. You give everybody like $100, right? And then so I appeared in Billboard. I paid $100 for whatever, you know, to write the article, whatever, right? It translates to like maybe $110 I got in sales. So I made like $10. I was on some website, some blog. Also paid $100 for whatever expenses, whatever. Translate to maybe like $50. So I lost $50. And then I ran some ads. It translates to like maybe 110 again. For $100, I got 110 back. So I made $10, $10 on the magazine website, $10 on ads. Maybe I lost $50 on the blog, right? But here, you know, like streaming radio, I spent $100 expenses, what have you. It translated into like $120. So I actually made $20 profit. I might plow all my money in there. So next month or something, is this going to hold up? Will $100 in expenses turn out to be like 120 in sales, and that $20 profit, if it keeps holding up for say 6 months in a row, just start plowing more money into it, because you know it might be a fluke, right? The first time you might sink a basket, it might be a fluke, but if it keeps holding up over 6 month time, you know, just start pouring more money into it, because every $100 will be 120 in sales, right? And some things, like say I mentioned the blog, right? It's like it's not fair to say a blog would be a money loser for everything. Say cosmetics, it might be a money winner, but for a pop tune, it might be a money loser, right? So whatever you're trying to sell, what kind of audience you're trying to reach, even adult contemporary versus like teeny bopper, right? You find the road, and the first sign of success, you gotta see if it holds up, and then if it holds up, you just start pouring money into it, because every $100 in expense translates to 120 in sales. So you start small. As soon as it doesn't hold up, get rid of it, right? It might be for a different audience. I'm not saying it's bad in general. I'm just saying it's just not for you. Maybe you're after 9 for like adult who likes comedy, right? After 9 for adults who like comedy, and for like celebs with a sex tape in their past. I'm sure you'll find somewhere where you spend $100 in expenses, you get back 120. Maybe not the mommy blogger, maybe not good housekeeping, but I'm not saying those are bad options. In general, they're right for somebody, but you gotta find and the toll road's been built, right? You just gotta find it where, gee, I spent, like, it cost me $100 in expenses, I get back 120 in sales. That's $20 profit, right? It's just not good housekeeping. It's like EDM magazine, electronic dance magazine or something. You know what I mean? So you just gotta start small, give everybody a shot. But if it doesn't work out, it'll never work out. So ditch it. If it does work out, you gotta see if it's steady or if it's just a fluke, one-time thing. And if it's steady, just start putting all your money there. The general public will will see less of you, of course, because you're spending all your time with this certain crowd on this road, this toll road that's being built. So that's return on investment, short, long for ROI. Plus, it's got to be translate to sales. Sometimes you get tons of exposure and actually only make half the sales. How can you? You can't pay the bills. It's just exposure. You know. So you might receive less fame, but make tons more money because now you're running in some kind of like electronic dance magazine or some European tour, right? But making tons of money, and yet nobody, kind of people in North America kind of lose sight of you a little bit, or mom and pop household kind of lose sight of you because now you're in Europe or you're on the electronic dance circuit making tons of money. Because at the end of the day, you gotta pass this stuff on to your kids, right? Your money, your wealth. You can't die poor, else being famous is pointless. So try it. If it doesn't work, ditch it. And if they want you to try again, they have to sell twice as hard. But if it does work, you gotta see if it's just a one-time thing, if it's gonna hold up, or else if it does hold up, start taking that toll road all the time. That's why I think radio, it always holds up. It always, for say $100 in expense, it always translates to like $120 in sales of iTunes and stuff like that. So radio is very strong that way. It hasn't lost sight of its focus. So that's a return on investment. Opportunities, you gotta try a little bit. If it doesn't work, ditch it. If they want you to try it again, they have to sell it to you twice as hard. And then if it does work, don't commit totally. Just see if it's a fluke. If it's not, after 6 months, start really being there all the time. And then it's not good enough just to be famous. It's got to translate to sales, right? So, because nowadays on the web, it's very easy to be famous. You see all those things. Well, you pay us, we'll get you 1 million followers. But does it translate to sales? Every album, every single, does it translate to sales? So that's today's post for COMMGiving. See you later.